8 facts, each with a twist you can explain in one sentence. From a Shostakovich song that waited decades for its premiere to a strange mix of art, sport, and belief, the details are more surprising than the headlines. Dmitri Shostakovich's unfinished song Yelabuga Nail, written in 1971, did not get its first premiere until 2025. That means the score existed for decades before any public performance. The piece was known as a Shostakovich song, but it was unfinished. An unfinished work can stay silent if no complete premiere is possible from the surviving material. Here, the decisive fact is simple. The composition date was 1971, but the first performance came much later. In 2025, the song finally reached its first premiere. The gap between writing and hearing it was 54 years. So one Shostakovich song moved from 1971 paper to a 2025 debut, after a lifetime of waiting. The premiere closed a gap that stretched across generations. Taking Back Sunday's Cute Without the cut from the team was shaped by Jay-Z, not just by emo rock. The song belongs to Taking Back Sunday, a New York rock band known for emotional guitars and sharp, fast energy. Jay-Z's influence here is not a duet or a cover. It points to a hip-hop way of shaping attitude and flow inside a rock single. That cross-genre pull helped make Cute Without the feel tougher and less predictable than a standard emo track. The result is a rock single with a surprising link to hip-hop, showing how one outside influence can change a song's direction. Khmer Satya is believed to hold both the Buddha's topknot and his right canine tooth. That belief comes from Buddhist cosmology, where sacred relics can be linked to a shrine beyond ordinary space. Here, the shrine's name is Khmer Satya. The two relics named are different parts of the Buddha, the topknot from his head, and the right canine tooth. That is the decisive detail behind the shrine's double claim. Because both are attached to one place, Khmer Satya stands out even within religious tradition. It is not one relic alone, but two sacred remains held together in belief. That gives the shrine a rare double significance: one site, two different Buddha relics, and one shared place in Buddhist imagination. The unusual pairing is what makes Khmer Satya memorable. Sherry Zanath was an international opera star and also the assistant to the director of the Mystery Writers of America. That meant one person moved between applause and administration. On one side was the world of a soprano, on the other, office support for a writer's organization. The oddity is not a mystery plot. It is the practical split between artistic performance and behind-the-scenes help for the director. Because of that, Sherry Zanath crossed two very different worlds without changing her public identity as a soprano. The same name could sit in an opera program and in an office role. That rare combination is the lasting fact. An international performer doing office support for the Mystery Writers of America. Sherry Zanath stands out because both roles belong to the same person. Bogus Hapsaro composed a song for the 2009 Padang earthquake awareness campaign, even though he did not know music notation. The campaign was about helping people think about the earthquake, not about formal music training. Bogus Hapsaro worked from that public purpose first. Without notation, he still built the song by shaping the idea into a finished piece. The missing system did not stop the composition itself. That finished song became part of an awareness effort tied to the 2009 Padang earthquake. Music carried the message into a public setting. The result was a song that helped people reflect on a real disaster, made by someone outside formal notation. Bogus Hapsaro turned a public message into music. Rembrandt's Pallas Athena has sometimes been read as Alexander the Great. The title names Athena, the Greek goddess of wisdom and war, but some viewers saw a different ruler in the same figure. Nothing about the canvas changes. The difference is interpretation, where the same image is assigned another identity. That creates two readings of one work, a titled goddess portrait, or a figure some have identified as Alexander the Great. The object stays the same, but the label shifts. So the painting became known not only for Rembrandt's hand, but for the question it leaves open. One image, two possible identities, still held in the same painted surface. Femke Bol's Fall and Rise means one relay fall, then a world title in the hurdles. The fall happened in the mixed 4x400 meters relay, where one mistake can end a team race fast. Later, Bol's strongest event was the 400 meters hurdles, a race built on speed, rhythm, and clean barrier clearance. In that event, she won a world title, turning the story from a relay setback into championship success. So the phrase points to two linked races, one fall in a relay, and one gold level finish over hurdles. A year in Africa helped Armand Avril turn bottle caps and tin cans into art. In 1960, Avril spent that year traveling in Africa. He returned with a new interest in building images from things he could hold and combine. Instead of painting only with traditional materials, he began assembling works. Bottle caps, clothespins, glue, nails, and empty tin cans became part of the process. That shift led to found object assemblage, where everyday scraps could carry the structure of a finished work. The materials stopped being waste and started becoming parts. The result was art built from ordinary leftovers, not just paint and canvas. A tin can, a cap, or a pin could now sit inside the artwork itself. Which fact surprised you most? If you want more clear, compact history and culture stories like this, subscribe and tell us which topic should get a deeper dive.